There's like a wall. There's like a wall, a big wall, where we can't really get to each other as humans. You get what I'm saying? Like, that wall is like the media.
To all my haters, you ain't all lie. You talk slick, but you ain't all lie.
Okay, what's smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, great, overachieving, never slacking. Y'all know the slogan. If you already, subscribe to this channel and been subscribed for a little while. So I got Burden, Riot for me featuring Mesus, and let's just hop right into it. And let's really see what this is about. What's up?
What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat with hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody about to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with stop.
Let me say this though, that it already came off the way he delivered this message with a banger. Like, it's a banger. The way he came spitting, the way he came, the beat, everything as far as the song, it's just his flow sitting right on that beat. I ain't even gonna lie. And the visuals, 2 black officers, 1 white male, something you don't see in the media much, because they don't push that out there when things do happen. I would say there's definitely an agenda, as far as just always black male shot, black male shot, black male shot. And I'm gonna listen to a little more of this before I go in to see if he's going the direction I think he's going,
Eyes for me, cause I ain't black. Ain't no hashtags online for me. We're fighting back. Ain't nobody got to ride for me. Bet y'all don't ride for me. Ain't it demonic? Other dudes make a piece of shit look iconic. How ironic. If the ratings go up, so does the profits. You can change the station, but the reader from the same strip. White man gunned down by police. Ain't nobody play that clip. No one gave a shit. I won't get no famous case. I won't get no.
I'm gonna have to agree in the fact of, I was having a conversation with my boy in in a previous video. Some of y'all may have seen it, and I was explaining how a kid got shot and got murdered by his neighbor, and he thought I was talking about someone black. Whole time I'm like, nah, kid in it, a little Caucasian kid, and that threw him off. So as far as to hear from his perspective how he sees things, being a Caucasian male, right? It's cool to see his perspective. I can see why he feel how he feel, especially with the media. The media always playing us against each other, and I know what the media does. The reason why they pump so much of Black Death is because they want to keep that fear amongst black people. They want to keep that looking like, oh, it's white folks, it's white folks. Not your everyday poor white folks, not your no, hell no. Like I always say, I come from a town where we all grow up together, so I know what it is, as far as the ones that's really oppressing us. And now systematically, there's a lot of racism, there's a lot of things, it's just so much chess pieces put in play that it's like you have to genuinely be a good person, a good-hearted person, to really see from every angle. You get what I'm saying? Or else you're going to constantly fall for a trap somewhere down the line.
No downtown monument where they paint my face. I won't get no NFL jersey spot and say my name. That's right, since I'm white, the situation ain't the same. Black lives matter, Asian lives matter, Spanish lives matter. Ain't allowed to say Caucasian lives matter. Why? That don't fit the narrative. That won't mean equality. Truth in the mainstream media, that's mythology. Using my people, your people, good people, poor people. Either we wake up or they gon' keep on using more people. I tried to warn people, supply them the truth. If the victim was me, y'all wouldn't ride. What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if
as I sit back, I might really have to agree with that. As far as I have to keep bringing up the Cannon Hennett kid who died. Like, I don't know, that wasn't pushed out there like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's black kids every other day that get murdered that don't make it to the media either. That don't make it to the news either. You know, actually, I just seen something today where there was a girl who was stabbed like 114 times, bro. You know, white, you know, a white girl, since we're gonna use the labels, so-called white girl, who was stabbed 114 times today, and she was stabbed by another white kid. That just randomly popped up on my phone after I just posted that real quick about that the girl that got stabbed that many times. It brought me back to last summer. My cousin, rest in I'll say rise in power to Shaquan Terry. You know, my cousin was actually he was stabbed, you know, so many times that he was unrecognizable. And he was also shot and stabbed, right, by his best friend. Now, his best friend happened to be Caucasian, and nothing, when I first heard about it, like, nothing in me was like, oh, well, that's white boy, that, like, I didn't get racial. And that's the point I try to make to you guys a lot is, if, when things happen, if you, in your heart, get triggered on some racial stuff based on the skin color of the individual, that's definitely something either in your genetics, because that's something in your genetics, or just in your heart where you have to fix that, right? This kid Brandon, he had caught my cousin while he was sleeping in the back of a car. They said it was over a girl, but really the kid was a drug addict, you know, and they said he was jealous over my cousin over something with a girl, and he waited till my cousin was asleep in a car, right, in the back of a car on a road trip, and shot him while he was asleep. My cousin woke up out to sleep, shot, and from what I hear, he shot him again, and then he pulled out a knife. My cousin was fighting while he was, you know, imagine that, you know, and he was stabbed just so many times that he was unrecognizable. Half a mile away from home, coming back on a road trip, right? Half a mile away from seeing his mother. And my point is, not once did I say, put that on people of that skin tone. So we have to jump out of that mentality. But I just had to make that point today. But it's like, see, they throw these things out in the news, but there are certain ones that they make super viral. Like the whole thing with George Floyd, like certain ones, you can tell when it's an agenda behind it. You get what I'm saying? As far as personally me, I'm the type of person, like, I'm gonna stick up for whatever is righteous. I feel is righteous. If, like, Ken Hennett, I keep mentioning that name because I feel like that just gets me. You get what I'm saying? That's something that gets me. I've been out there in the streets. I know what goes on. I know why the reason so much people that are, like, for example, so-called black kids, right? Growing up in the hood, I see why they fall for the Black Lives Matter agendas and the certain agendas, because they're not they don't have that experience amongst different people or too many white folks outside of those environments where they do get violated. You get what I'm saying? Like I have been in the South Bronx where, you know, people, hop out boys, we call them, would hop out and call us the N-word and, you know, really disrespect us. And, you know, that makes you see things differently. Luckily, I was raised somewhere where I have all type of friends and, you know, I know all type of people, I met all type of people, so luckily I know, you know what I'm saying, I already knew, but so many kids that grew up in those environments, they don't know. So they don't know the sides, like what someone like Burden may be going through. Or if you get what I'm saying, he may go through something. They don't see that. They only see what the media shows them. So you got to blame the media, the people that control these things, because it's the chess game that just keeps us going at each other's necks. It's like, for example, right now with all the Stop Asian hate, like, dude, Asians' biggest consumers are black folks. Asians, like, for example, you go to any black community in the hood, in what we call the hood, right? Go to the hair shops, go to the nail salons, it's all Asians. We stay giving them that money. You go to the Chinese buffets, you seeing everybody in there. I just seen a video today of an African American male, what they calling us nowadays, this century, African American, right? With an African American male literally saving a Asian man from getting robbed by a woman. So the media doesn't take these stories and put it out there to promote peace. They only take little things and promote agendas. Shout out to Burden. Let me get back to Burden because he's.
I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe. That I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat with hands covered.
This a banger.
Y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody got to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't.
And that hook is crazy.
Don't lie for me, or fighting back. Ain't nobody got to ride for me. Bet y'all don't ride for me. This is so exhausting. Way the news talking. It's like black folks only ones dead in coffins. Black on black ain't a tragedy, huh? Yes, news cameras ran out of batteries, huh? Live by the gun, die by the gun.
Alright, his flow came in there crazy. He could rap, Mesus, is it? He could rap. As far as when he came in there talking his talk, like I said, he's talking from his perspective. This is gonna make me look into these guys now, cause now I want to know, like, what do you go through? You get what I'm saying? Like, where you from? What's it like where you from? Cause I know what it's like for me, but I want to know your perspective too. I want to know your experiences too. I would love to get to the truth. I want, people like this, like Mesus and Burden, speak about y'all experiences. We got YouTube now. Keep doing this. Keep speaking about your experiences. Keep speaking about personal experiences where y'all felt oppressed by the police. Because, like I said, people. I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example of something I seen. Right, is this guy. This is part of the problem. This Philly homicide detective. He was charged with rape and intimidation in the course of investigations. His name is Philip Nordo, and they said he raped like over 30 black males, bro. And with the help of the DA, they helped him. You get what I'm saying? They were helping him get, like, the whole police department, like, from what I hear, knew about this, right? And they were helping him to do this for so long. And that's the type of oppression I know on my side as far as what's going on. I've seen things like that in certain neighborhoods. I've lived in Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? In the ghetto of Yonkers. If anyone knows anything about Yonkers, that's a crazy place. I've lived in Yonkers, lived in the South Bronx. I've lived in certain areas where I've seen, like for example, when I told y'all, when we was getting called the N-word and all that by these Hop Out boys, they was making all type of weird gay jokes, and I know how far things can go. So, for someone like me, so when I see Mesus, especially when he said, something about black and black crime and all that, like, I want to know your experiences. I personally would love to talk to someone like that and really tell me, like, I want to dig into your brain. Let me know your experiences, so I could really see what you're going through, so we could dig even deeper into this chess game, because, I know why someone who looks like me feels the way they feel. You get what I'm saying? And I constantly tell people all the time that look like me, that have my complexion, I constantly tell them to see things from another perspective and don't fall for all that. Don't fall for the media. Don't fall for the Black Lives Matter stuff. Just like now they pushing to stop Asian hate. We don't know who's pushing these things. Don't fall for that. Go off of your personal experiences and realize you're not the only one going through a certain type of oppression. But we are going through an oppression. That's what people have to realize. There's no laws against, any laws made against rappers. You see, like these rappers, for example, right now, they're spitting a beautiful message, right? Something that is going to make people really think, oh, snap. I wonder what they go through. You know what I'm saying? We see what we see on TV, but there's a lot of neighborhoods out there. There's a lot of communities out there. What I'm saying is, they're grown men speaking this. Most the rappers that get signed nowadays that look like me are young, under 25. Like I've explained over and over again, the rational part of the brain, they say, doesn't even develop until 25. So how are we signing artists that look like me? Because I'm going to explain y'all the big problem to what he said about black on black crime. How are we signing artists that look like me, that come from ghettos, that are in gangs, that most likely had PTSD, all type of disorders? How are labels signing these kids whose rational part of their brain is not even fully developed, and giving them these big record deals, these gigantic record deals, to push out that frequency, that destruction to the masses and influence other people? You get what I'm saying? There you go. That right there is a big problem. There's not one law made against that. Why are they even allowed to sign record deals before 25? It makes no sense. Are they getting help? They're really in these gangs. They've really committed these murders. They've really seen these murders. They have issues, serious issues. And it's not to offend anyone who's raps, who looks like me, but there's serious issues, and these frequencies are constantly getting pushed, constantly played on the radio. What do you think is going to happen to other kids in these ghettos that are coming up like that, right? So then the lack of people in those areas who come up like that, the lack of experience with people who look like Mesus or Burden, soon as they see someone black getting choked out on the media or something happening, they automatically thinking, oh, we getting the press, look what's going on. Due to they do be going through it with the police in their neighborhoods, but just due to the lack of experience, there's like a wall. There's like a wall, a big wall, where we can't really get to each other as humans. You get what I'm saying? Like, that wall is like the media. That wall is a lack of experience, a lack of actually coming across each other's paths. I could go in on this.
When it happens in the hood, y'all ain't saying none. But soon as that trigger finger white, y'all be tearing shit up on the same night. You say I ain't right.
Nah, that's a lot of people speaking truth, Mesus, that look like me, that's in these hoods. But they're not being pushed out there. They're not being supported. They're not being supported. I will say, when that trigger finger is white, yeah, for the most part, yeah. Like I said, I constantly gonna keep blaming the media. I'm gonna, because I've lived in so many different areas. I've lived in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I've lived around, I've lived around so much different people. I have so much different friends, and I've met people with so much different experiences. Wow, it's a deep topic, but it's like, it does seem like there is an agenda to hush up the people that are speaking truth, that are, there's a lot of people that try to speak on top of that stop gang beefs and all type of stuff going on in the hoods. But like I said, they don't get pushed out there. That stuff does not get pushed out there. It's like the most ignorant stuff is what gets pushed. The most ignorant stuff that they know is going to keep people separated, and that's what gets pushed to the front.
Say I ain't white, let's say that I'm black. Get pulled over, try to run away and scrap. Reaching for the strap, but he get it first. So I slug him in the face at the same time that it burst. Now I'm just another reason to ride a name on a shirt. When the truth is I just got what I deserve. Cause you playing dumb games and you winning dumb prize. Less whites killing blacks, they don't give a fuck who dies. When you gonna realize they just trying to divide us. Red, white, and blue, it's the colors that unite us. I'm getting sick and tired of the looting and the rise. When the truth is, if I was dead, then y'all be dead silent. What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat with hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing that.
It's almost like they created this parallel universe, where what we see in the hoods is now what they see in their communities. Like, as far as the videography, right? It looked like they in the burbs. I've been to almost all 50 states. I can honestly say, that's what I'm saying. If y'all from a place like this, let me know. White in the burbs, black dudes, cops riding around and oppressing white dudes. Like I want to know if that happens. Cause if it does, no, I'm serious. I want to know. Like I want y'all to comment and let me know where that happens at. Because if that's happening, that's something that needs to be put out there. I want to know. Like right now, comment. Let me know where y'all from. Like there's personally me. We all seen if we seen Boys in the Hood, we know that there's black cops that they be oppressing dude. You know, black dudes. They be, you know. It's a lot of cops that shout out to the good cops, but there's a lot of messed up cops out there, you know. And people didn't like when I said in a previous video, I had said something about cops deriving from slave catchers, about hearing that, and after what I just brought up with that Philly officer, I mean, with that Philly detective that was raping black dudes, man, and they covering it up for him. I mean. That ain't no different than a damn slave plantation, bro. That ain't no different than what they was doing back then. It's the same thing. So, you know, they had badges back then too. Like I said, obviously not every police department is, but I'm saying a certain mentality, a certain spirit derives from that time. We're still going through the same things, bro. You know? And if you can't see that, like somebody tried to say to me, for example, like, we got to start understanding each other as a people. Somebody commented and said to me, basically like, yo, basically what I had said, you know, my ancestors lived through me. And they pretty much was like, completely against that on some religious stuff. And like, don't disrespect who I am. Because I'm not going to disrespect who you are. And that's part of the biggest problem too. We gotta stop judging each other and seeing each other. Like, everyone lives in their own little box. That's cool, whatever. But stop trying to bring people into that box, right? You're not gonna strip me. I'm not one of them guys. You're not gonna strip me of my culture or who I am and try to control me. And that's a big problem. It's the control. Like for example, there's gonna be a lot of dudes that look like me that's not with the red, white, and blue. You know, they made love the land. But as far as they're going to feel like, damn, my ancestors died in this land, I feel like a slave. And it's going to come to a point where people are going to have to start to actually listen to people. You get what I'm saying? Like, why do you feel like that? There's going to be a lot of natives that's going to feel like I'm not with that red, white, and blue. Because my ancestors died for that red, white, and blue. And until we can drop them egos and have a conversation, everyday people, real conversation other than how you doing today, clock in, clock out, we're not going to get anywhere. And it's just the truth. It's just the truth. We got to start understanding each other, respecting each other's cultures. Because, yeah, everybody's going to sit here. There's going to be people in the comments right now. We all bleed the same, you know, we're all humans. But let's be honest, bro. That's not how our logical mind even, let's be real, bro. Y'all not going to see me and just... let's be real. We're different for a reason, bro. It's like right now, my next lifetime, if I was an extraterrestrial on some planet and I'm green with blue horns, I know I incarnated as a being that's green and blue horns to have that experience and understand that experience. So if you're not even willing to understand who you are, then how are you going to try to understand somebody else or tell you? You get what I'm saying? So we gotta sit here. First off, stop trying to be a narcissist and be controlling and let people, like, if somebody honors their ancestors, don't try to take that away from them. I'm telling you, it's a lot of big problems out here. Big problems, misunderstandings, all types of stuff. Respect people's cultures. You know, shout out to Burden for spitting your truth. Shout out to Mesus for spitting your truth, man. This is more of what was needed. It's truth. It's people who aren't controlled. People who can spit what they see from their side. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I said, it comes down to respect. You know, we all come from certain tribes. I always say this is tribe shit. Excuse my language for the youngins watching, but this is tribe shit. And, you know, when it comes to black, right? Like I said, we black Americans, they don't know who they are because they don't even have their last names. We all know what happened on the slave plantation. The last names were taken. So when you take a last name from a people, and their spirit is broken. You get what I'm saying? Like, the spirit is broken. I always speak about the Irish being indentured servants over here, and the Irish, they went through a lot too on this land. That's not talked about for a reason. But like I always say, the difference with us is, like this century, we're African Americans. Before we were Negroes. Then before that, you know, going on and on, they keep switching the names for us. We was everything but our true names, but what we truly were. So, as a people, we don't know who we are, so it's easy for us to fall for the media distractions. It's easy for us to fall to the negative music and get programmed like that because we don't know who we are. So, what my answer to Burden and Mesus would be, man, I definitely said a lot, but what my quickest answer would be the music. Keep rebelling through the music. That was great what you guys did. It was a masterpiece. Burden, you're talented, super talented. Like the way you put that hook together, and it didn't sound corny. Like it was fire. You know what I'm saying? It was fire. But would be just keep rebelling on that music industry because that's really a bit. They understand the frequency of music. They understand, especially as black people, we super like we love music. We, you know what I'm saying? We're very very dancing type of, you know, people. Like we, you know, so it's like we love music. We love to get up and bounce, and they program us with that, and we already know, you know. So I would say keep rebelling on that music industry. Keep spitting truth. And keep trying to bring the people together, man. Hopefully one day people will be sitting at the round table, all different cultures, and just coming together and having an understanding and having boundaries, you know. And but also having an understanding. That's how we're truly gonna come together as a people. We're not gonna come together on some. We're all one. We're all the same because we're all different. That's like birds, you know. Birds, they fly together. They're different colors, all that. You know, but there's different types of birds. They're all birds, but there's different types of birds. Respect the boundaries. Salute. Much love to everybody. I'll be back soon.